Hi. So, I just wanted to pop on really quick and let you know that my schedule is changing a bit. I think. I don't know. So, for that reason, I'm going to close my books for personal readings for the time being. Obviously, the people who already have readings scheduled, nothing changes for you. We will do those readings on those dates and times, but I'm just not going to take any new bookings, at least for right now. So obviously, I will let you know if that changes. We're talking about May. Shouts out to you, May babies, Taurus and Gemini. I'm a cusper. My birthday is on the 20th. Oh my gosh. So, anyway, without further ado, let's get into the reading. We're going to be using the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. And then we're using this tarot deck. I need to find the name of it. It doesn't come with a book, which is really annoying to me, but I'll figure it out. I'll Google it because I have no clue. I got it a couple years ago. So without further ado, and obviously because of my schedule, the videos are going to come out probably a bit more sporadically. Just an FYI on that too, if you care. But yeah, let's get into it. All right, let's see who's next. Scorpio. I love it because we had the full moon in Scorpio yesterday. So, how was that for you? It was a weird day for me, not gonna lie. Yeah. So, anyway, in any case, I hope that it was better for you. So, let's get you a oracle card. High Priest. Intend and create. Love that. My eye keeps getting drawn to the eye in this. I think that's a hawk. And it's interesting because on the daily read yesterday on Instagram, if you don't follow me there, you should. But on the daily read, there was kind of this thing about the all-seeing eye. And it's giving me that same type of vibe. Let's see. Here, you look at this. I will read this. It says, recognize that you have the power to change your life. Face your fear and align with the light. In many traditions, the high priest is the physical embodiment of the divine masculine. He acts as a bridge between worlds and is able not only to divine the future, but to help create it too. He may be a leader in his spiritual tradition, or in pagan traditions, be the second to the high priestess. But he is always spiritually connected and disciplined, with great respect for his creator and his particular practice. In a reading, this card can represent a spiritual figure, leader, or teacher in your life, or an aspect of your path that has led you to where you are today. You are a bridge between heaven and earth, and it's important for you to know that you are more powerful and connected than you may think. Everything you are giving attention and energy to at this time is creating your way forward. There have been some setbacks, but accept these as experiences that have led you to a deeper understanding of yourself and your spirit. Know that you are being guided by ancestors to direct your thoughts and energies towards what you want to grow, heal, and expand, and then watch it happen right before your eyes. This even feels very scorpionic, if that's a word. But then it also, of course, feels like the Emperor, right? Because it's talking about divine masculine and just kind of those properties that come along with it. And that is the energy, not the gender. But, you know, when you think divine masculine, it's initiating, it's hunting, gathering, it is being a leader. You know, there's almost like an arrogance type of thing to it, but it's more so about like, you know, that confidence, that cockiness to just move forward and almost kind of like accept. Because like it was saying, if there were any setbacks, you know, just take them as lessons. But scorpionic in the sense of, you know, deep transformation. Let's get your tarot cards out and see what else there is to explore for Scorpio. Six of Swords. Ace of Swords. Love that. Two of Pentacles. Exactly. Ace of Cups. Daughter of Wands or the Page of Wands. I feel like I've seen the Page of Wands almost in every reading I've done so far, somewhere, whether it was on the table or at the bottom of the deck somewhere. And then the Son of Wands. Oh my gosh. So cool. Judgment at the bottom of the deck. I kind of love how, and this is just like how my brain works. But I kind of love how all of these cards are lighter. I don't know why that's like sticking out to me, but because there are cards in here like this one that, you know, it has like a darker background, you know, and I don't know, for whatever reason, it's like sticking out to me how like fresh all this white is, I guess. But also, of course, you know, like we have all these like pops of color, which I also love. So I love that Judgment is at the bottom of the deck because these two almost feel connected in some capacity, because, you know, there is this clearly like this transformative thing going on here, or even just like this invitation to level up kind of. So anyway, let's just go through this. So we start with the Six of Swords, and swords have to do with our minds, our thoughts, ideas. It's truth and honesty, you know, like divine truth, objective, you know, logical truth. They're also ego, because that's usually where we hear our ego is in our minds. And our ego is created by the stories that we attach to experiences, right or wrong, good or bad. But, you know, like those stories shape the way that we view our realities and that we think about ourselves and our futures and our past, even and our present and all of the things, right? So with the Six of Swords, the Six of Swords is when there's this thing about moving forward. And I love how these swords are turning into flowers, because we have on here intend and create. And it almost feels like a visual representation of that. You know, set that intention, get clear in your mind about what that intention is for you. How do you want to move forward? Because clearly with the Six of Swords coming out first, there is this thing about moving forward. It's time. It's here, you know? And also with the Six of Swords, it's moving from a place of, you know, like being scatterbrained, or traditionally on the tarot card, it's like moving from choppy waters to more peaceful water. So it's like leaving something behind that, maybe kind of has your mind stopped up a bit. Like I'm thinking about gears, and then moving forward, moving towards something else. And there could be some level of creative solution there. Or it is like this thing about needing to bring in creativity in some aspect. I also love how it's paired with the Ace of Cups. Because since the Six of Swords has that message about moving forward, it is moving towards what lights your heart up, like what makes your heart feel full. Cups have to do with our emotions. It's love, and love is not just romantic, I mean, it certainly can be, but it's also, self love. Like, how do you love yourself? Because it all starts with us first anyway. So, what is your relationship to love? How do you receive love? How do you give yourself love, right? Like, and the Ace of Cups is generally overflowing too. So it's very glass half full type of thing. And then I look down at this and the glass, like we can see hopefully here that it is almost full. It's interesting because it almost kind of looks like a funnel. We have this drop of water that's it looks like to me, right? It's coming down into this. And then there's clearly been a drop in the water down here. So it's like what you are putting out, you are getting back. It's like, this reciprocal like kind of thing is what I see in this card, because, we have this drop that fell and there's already this other drop that's about to go back into the proverbial cup here. So whatever this is with the High Priest, like whatever the Six of Swords is advising you to move towards, it is something that when you pour your heart into it, your heart is going to be filled in return, right? I mean, there's going to be this give and take type of thing happening with that, which I fucking love. That's exactly how it should be, whether it is a relationship, and whether that relationship is romantic, platonic, business, whether it's a passion project, work, like, whatever you are kind of pouring into it, you should be getting the same level of energy out of it. And then right after the Ace of Cups, we have the Ace of Swords. So 2 aces on the table, which is incredible. Love that for you. Oh my gosh. You know what is also, because I was just looking at, I'm sure there's some significance to it that I just don't know. And this deck didn't come with a book, which I think I already said I hate. I hate when people do that, but whatever, it is what it is. It's fine. But this symbol back here is the same as this symbol here, and it's also the same of this symbol here on the High Priest card. I'm gonna try to look that up after this reading. That is really interesting. I know there's got to be some significance to that. And if I find out something, I'll either like put it on the screen or I'll put it in a comment or something. Put it in the description, something. If it's not there, then I totally forgot to look it up. And if you know what it is, then of course put it in the comments. And speaking of comments too, before we move forward, I'm trying to get better at this like self-plug thing. But if you haven't done so already, like the video, honestly dislike it. It's engagement and I appreciate it. So, do what you feel called to do, whatever is true for you. Leave a comment, of course, too, even if it's an emoji. I love emojis. If you're not like a big commenter, And what's the other thing? Oh, yeah. Hello. Subscribe to the channel. I would love that. My intention is to grow this channel. I'm so close to 700 subscribers. Oh my gosh. I'm trying not to look because I don't want to like jinx myself, but that is very exciting to me. So if you want to help me get to 700, then that would be great. But yeah, of course. I mean, my intention is to grow this beautiful channel and this community. And of course, I can't do that without you. So any help on that front is greatly appreciated. So we're talking about the Ace of Swords. Aces, of course, are new beginnings too. So I love that the Six of Swords is like, kind of cornered by these two aces, because this is also like that sign of, if you've been like waiting to move forward for whatever reason, right? Like sometimes it's because of fear, of course. Sometimes it's because we can't, like, we feel like we don't have all of the information yet, or it feels too overwhelming, or we don't have the time, or we don't have the energy, or we can't like intuit what's going to happen. Or, it's like that, again, the fear of failure, but it's also the fear of success. And I feel like that probably stops a lot more of us than the fear of failure. Point in saying all that is that I love that there's two aces that are on either side of the Six of Swords, because aces are new beginnings. There's this new feeling of, having your heart filled and feeling like, kind of this new love of life, or what you're doing, or for yourself or for somebody else. But again, like I said with the aces, it starts with us. It starts within us first. Like we're going to feel the energy of that suit first. And with the Ace of Swords, swords again, right? It's our minds, it's ideas. So this is new ideas, new inspiration, having a new perspective. There could even be discovering something new about your ego story, like Brene Brown calls them gremlins. Like those stories that are stuck in our heads, but if we start kind of digging into them, we can discover like, where they came from and attach a different story to them, or a different understanding. Again, too, the sword looks like a feather. So there's, again, like this creativity aspect to the mind. Very interesting. And paired with the Page of Wands, it's like you have this new idea, or this new concept even, and then you immediately have the like enthusiasm and excitement behind it to go do it, or to go try it, because wands have to do with action, communication. I mean, swords are communication too. It's like, how are we communicating our thoughts and our ideas? With cups and communication, like how are we communicating our emotions, right? And then with the wands, it's what actions are we taking towards our creativities and our intentions. Wands are the actions that we take. It's creativity, it's our passion, it's fire, right? So it's also like our motivation, which is very Emperor card. And like I said, the High Priest was reminding me of the Emperor also. And the Page of Wands is, like they are enthusiastic. They are excited to try new stuff. I love that there's this depiction of the fireworks in here because, well, for one, it can be that, there's like these short bursts of motivation, or these like short bursts of steps forward, which is fine. Any step, big or small, is still a step forward. But also I like always kind of get that feeling of, when people talk about like relationships, or even, like finding or discovering a passion, it's like all of a sudden they see all these fireworks, right? And that like kind of depicts some type of connection, or like victory type of thing, like usually fireworks are at the end of I'm thinking like, anytime I saw fireworks outside of 4th of July, of course, when I was a kid, was like at the end of a baseball game or like some sporting event, New Year's, even New Year's Eve, I'm from Vegas. Like I grew up in Vegas, so I'm just like that's what I have to base my childhood on. So, I'm thinking about like the Las Vegas Stars when I was a kid, the baseball team that they had out there. And, you always kind of see on the news or whatever like the strip fireworks, something like that, signifying like some big event type of thing. So that's what I see with the Page of Wands. So that's awesome that, this new idea, whatever this is, comes in, and then like right behind it is this, the energy to like go do it, to go try it, and even to be like excited about the thing. Have like that childlike kind of curiosity, and like the book was saying, not taking failures to mean, or not taking mistakes or setbacks or whatever as a failure, but just, using it as a lesson, because that's also what the wands are. Like by trying things, we get information, we learn what works, what doesn't, what do we like, what don't we like, right? And that just kind of helps us become more wise also. Then we have the Two of Pentacles. Pentacles having to do with our money, our time, our physical body. It's like literally anything in the 3D. And also even like I'm kind of getting this like feeling about giving the thing time to actualize, because this is a 2. So it's, at the beginning of Pentacles. And I mean, traditionally, the Two of Pentacles talks about balance. So there is going to need to be some level of, even like juggling responsibilities, but, it's like moderation and doing things in balance. Like, don't burn yourself out. Like that can happen with the Wands cards. Honor your need for rest. I kind of point to the Ace of Cups with that, because that would be giving yourself love, by honoring your need to rest or, take things at your own pace. But, Pentacles are very slow moving, because they do talk about all things in the 3D, and time in the 3D is not the same as time in like, the 5D. So it's like we want to have that instant gratification type of thing. And, we just kind of need to learn to recognize that, the more attention that we put into the thing, like, making sure that our intention is still in line, and that it may take a little bit of time for something to actualize. There's nothing wrong with that. And part of why I'm saying that too is because we have these 2 eggs and they are cracking. We can see these 2 little snake faces coming out of there. And, mama snake, I'm assuming, wrapped around both of them. And just, it's like understanding that things need time to incubate, right? Just like these eggs. Not to mention, snakes shed their skin, right? Like, so there's this like transformation element to the Two of Pentacles, or like an undertone of that, because it's like whatever this path is that you are starting to head in the direction of, it is going to be transformative, and it will even create more opportunity. Like there's going to be some sort of reproduction of either, it's going to produce more money than you thought it was going to, or there's an opportunity to do that. Or again, it's going to create just multiple opportunities for you, like just branches of whatever this thing I should say over here is. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So I love that we have this progression from the Page of Wands to the Knight of Wands. And speaking of branches, they have this wand here. I've seen this card a few times, and I can tell you with certainty that I've never seen this wand on this card. I kind of want to go back and watch I know that I've seen this card at least one other time in these readings, and I kind of want to go back and see if this is there. I know that it's got to be, but I like in those readings, I was so focused on the volcano aspect, I didn't even see this. So, like I was saying with the Two of Pentacles, branches, right? And we can see on this wand, there's 5 branches coming off of this one wand. And that's not to say that there's going to be 5 branches coming off of whatever. I'm just saying that they're where I was talking about reproduction and creating multiple opportunities. So I feel like this is just confirmation of that too. And I do love the volcano aspect because there is like this feeling of, but there is this feeling with, like with volcanoes, right? It's like they build up this pressure. There's this pressure, like building up in volcanoes until they erupt, basically, right? And whether that's like a sudden, kind of thing that happens really fast, or if it's something that happens over time, which it feels like since these two are together, it would be something that happens over time. So again, right, it's like stick with it, whatever it is. And even too, like, sometimes it can be really hard to feel a lot of that pressure without doing something about it. But this to me, again, it has this feeling of you might start to feel that pressure build, pressure. And then it's like going to pop in some capacity, but like in a good way. All of a sudden, like something goes viral, or, like you're putting stuff out there, you're doing whatever it is, right? I mean, it doesn't even have to be anything on social media. I'm just using that as an easiest example. But, it's like you're focusing on the thing in front of you. You still love doing it, and you're focusing your attention on that, right? Like, I love doing it, like it's giving me back what I'm giving it. There's still fireworks when I am doing it, type of thing. And then it's like all of a sudden it just like takes off. It could even be it could even just be like recognition from somebody else in some capacity. Because I don't know, I was just sitting here like staring at these two cards, and the Daughter of Wands is full of all these fireworks, and then the Son of Wands, it could be somebody else. And it's like, they're just kind of like admiring this wand here. Like, maybe that's you. Maybe that's what you're creating. Maybe that's something. It's very interesting. And then we have the Judgment card at the bottom of the deck, which, like I said, I love. This is also, and we actually kind of have this shedded skin here. What are these called? Cicadas, I think is what those are called. I just remember, this doesn't happen very often in these readings, but I feel like I keep getting transported back to like my childhood, which is so weird. But I just remember like picking these off of trees during the summer, like the shells or like the casings from, I think they're cicadas. But anyway, you shed skin when you outgrow it, right? So Judgment is all about transformation. It's the card that comes before the World card in the Fool's Journey. So it's recognizing that you've had these experiences, you've had these lessons, you've learned all these things, and how they have transformed you. There's also this decision that needs to be made. It's like, a commitment to your own growth, a commitment to your own future. And then we have the Moon card, which is usually like when the Moon card comes out, depending on like where it is, it has this vibe of, not thinking too far in the future. And that's like how it feels in this reading, especially coming after Judgment, because it's like, don't even focus on the potential, the possibility, like don't allow yourself to think too far in the future, because right now, like what is important is what is on like the table, what we talked about already. And it's like once you kind of work yourself through there, then the next step is going to be revealed. The moon is associated with Cancer or Pisces, depending on who you ask. But traditionally, I mean, in our natal charts, the moon rules over Cancer. And it's like subconscious. It's, the things that have yet to be revealed to us. It can be secrets. And in this card, it's interesting because, we have this wolf that's howling up here. And then we have this other depiction of the wolf if it were in the reverse. So there's this balance, again, between the light and dark, our shadow and our light side, right? And just, again, like even, I was talking about balance and moderation with the Two of Pentacles. It's like recognizing that both of those things are needed. Both of those things are very much part of who you are. There could be some old stuff coming up. I feel like we talked about that too. And also we have the Eight of Swords behind the moon card. And I feel like that is a reason why not to think too far in advance. There's that saying that if we're thinking too far in the future, that gives us anxiety. If we're living too far in the future, we're anxious. If we're living too far in the past, we're fearful. And in the present, we're neutral. So again, right, like thinking too far forward is going to put you in this place of like anxiety and like just kind of feeling like I don't know what to do. I'm trapped. I can't get out of here, blah, blah, blah. No, focus on this right now, because that will also, like the Eight of Swords is also going to prevent you from moving forward. So, and if you find yourself in that place, then it's like doing those grounding techniques. It's like getting out of your mind and getting into your body. Go sit outside. Move your body actually too. Like transmute that energy through your body. I don't know if you can hear my dog barking, but he agrees. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read your cards. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.